Alright guys, so where do you find the motivation? I've got to admit, I feel it probably more than a lot these days because I'm going to the gym every day. I get out of bed and I feel it. my body's still going, go and lie down for another half hour, your legs are naked, your arms are sore. But the reality is, I still get up, and like now, it's Sunday, walking in the park, because I was going to go to the gym, but as I said, I'm feeling it today, so I'm not stopping. What's happening is I'm sort of doing this as a lumbering into it, I suppose, or easing into it for today. So I'm going to the park first. I'm going to do 5,000 steps on here. It'll take me some of my steps off the treadmill because I've started walking with a slight slope on the treadmill to increase my burn rate. But the reality is you've got to motivate yourself. Don't rely on others, and you've got to get up. One of the things I learned a long time ago is just stop thinking about it. It's a bit like when going to work. You may not want to go, but you know you're going to be there. So you don't think about it. You're thinking about, oh, I've got to have my coffee. I've got to do this. You're on the way to work. And that's the key to it, is don't think about going to the gym. Just get to the gym. So it may be a case of, oh, yeah, I've got to make some lemon water up. I've got to exercise, loosen up a little bit, get prepped for the gym. But ultimately, you've got to get to the gym, and that's it. And the same goes for everything. You know, if you're struggling with your college courses or whatever, you've got to recognise it's temporary, but secondary, put the effort in. Put the effort in. If you have to get up 2 hours early and study an extra 2 hours a day as you're coming up to the exams, just get on with it. It's short term. You fail, it's down to you. The only person looking after you long term is yourself. Because like me, I've got my wife and kids, but beyond that, well, my parents are dead. I don't have any support from aunts and uncles, except from my wife's side. They're pretty sound. But reality is, I'm pretty much on my own when it comes to pushing myself forward. I think recording in the park was a bad idea today. There's so many screaming adults and kids here. I lost my chain of thought there. Yeah, so you got to just keep yourself motivated in any way you can. Let's go through the forestry bit today. Apologies if we get any noisy people. I've been trying to avoid them. That's why I'm on the field. So you'll hear people talking about getting up early every day to study and focus, but my view on it is it's more a case of just using your time more wisely, because I don't think most people need all day the way that people will make out. I get if you've got you're at work and you've got your 8 hours and it doesn't leave you much breathing room once you've got your travel in. I get that. But it doesn't need to mean that you have to get up at 5 a.m. It's a choice to get up at 5 a.m. So, like me, I don't like getting up early, but I've been doing it lately and my body clock's changed. I automatically get up even when the alarm hasn't gone off yet. Which sort of shows that the motivation is tied with the discipline and making like little micro changes. Because even if it's not working initially, if you keep doing the same thing, it will have an impact. So it's more of a, as I said, people are loud today. Yeah, so it's important that you as I was saying, it's keeping at it. So even when it fails the first time or the 10th time, just keep going back and keep resetting and doing it until it sticks. Because eventually it'll work. And it does make a difference. You'll notice the difference over probably a couple of months. I wouldn't say a couple of weeks, because you're probably going to be stop-starting for the first couple of weeks anyway. where over a couple of months, you'll probably notice a difference. I mean, at the moment, from all the extra exercise I'm doing at the minute, I'm down by about 6 to 7 kilos. And I want another 10 kilos off. So I'm going to keep going. And vary it a bit if you can. If you're doing exercise, keeping a bit of variations into it is useful. Hence, I'm walking in the woodlands today instead of around the pond. They're regretting coming out with so many noisy people, because I do like a bit of quiet. Well, there's some nice bluebells, isn't it? I haven't seen them for years. I think the last time I seen those was when I was a kid. In fact, I remember where it was. It was Easter House in Glasgow, one of the roughest housing estates in Europe, where my grandparents are from. And some of my relatives, they act as if they were part of the royal family these days. They forget where they come from. Look at all those mosquitoes. Are they midges? I think they're called midges, aren't they, here? See them all. I don't know if you can. They're having a field day. Want some swifts in there, they'll soon eat all that up. But yeah, keep motivated, keep pushing. And I know if you're suffering with depression or stuff, it is hard to make those changes. I'm not going to pretend that I understand depression, because I don't get it. I get life's crap, but it's crap for all of us. It's like I got some people that are overweight that I know, and I go, I'm depressed. No, you're fat, mate. You're fat. Stop eating all that crap. Cut it out, change your diet. And even by sitting on your fat, lazy backside, if you change your diet over a period of probably 4 months, you'll still feel better just by the diet change, even without the exercise. See, it's a bit like myself. I recognise my biggest problem is water retention. That's where I've got an issue at the minute. My visceral fats are dropping down because I've got this lovely little watch here, which monitors some of my stuff. Then I've got a Renfo scale which has got all these sensors on it. So I check my improvements regularly, and that's another way to keep motivated, is monitor your changes. But don't do it too often, because it's not so abrupt. And if you're doing it too hard, you'll probably get an injury and set yourself back. So the key to it, like I said, micro changes, bit by bit, and just keep going. There's no competition here. You're not competing against anybody but yourself. So the only winner on this is you. I'm sounding like a motivational speaker. But that's the reality. You've got to look after yourself and just keep moving it on. And I used to hear this, my mother used to say this quite a lot. What's the point? What's the point? And it's like, well, that's up to you, really. If you've got no enthusiasm, no drive, no ambition, and you just want to sit and whinge about it, guess what? There is no point, because you've got no interest. You just want to have a bloody moan. Me? Life's not always great. I'm taxed to death, but I also recognise I'm in the top 10% in the UK financially. So I can't really gripe, because I'm still doing better than a lot of others. He's looking a bit grey, isn't he? What's he doing down there? I think he's trying to get some shade, isn't he? Yeah, you got to keep pushing along. It's even when you got stuff that go wrong. My wife will tell you the thing I do is very, very simple. I just go to bed. I used to like I have to say like a bottle of tequila or something if it was really bad, and then the following day just get on with it. I mean, that's what happened when my mother died, to be fair. Just drank a bottle of tequila, went to bed, and then just moved on. That sometimes that's all you've got, because there's too many people relying on you, and the most important person that's relying on you is yourself. That's a bit selfish, Matt. Well, if you drop dead, you drop dead. That person's not going to be happy. Yeah, just got to keep pushing forward. And if you can find a sense of humour in everything, that also helps. I've got to admit, that's one of the things I do lately. I just laugh everything off. No longer care. State of the economy, it's bad, blah, blah, blah. Yep, you're right, it is. But it's unsustainable. It has to correct itself. Don't worry about it. Why is getting annoyed going to make a difference to me? Being taxed to death isn't bad enough. I've got to get annoyed as well. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not going to go through these. I have no idea where we're going. Let's try back down this way, see if we can find somewhere new. I like it in here because there's lots of birds. I can actually hear 3 different bird calls at the same time here. Even getting parakeets in here. I've seen parakeets last time I was down here a while back. And last week I seen a woodpecker. See, it's the small stuff. And although Northampton's a bit of a drug den, there's still some niceties to be found if you go looking for them. Let me know if you like these types of videos as well, because I'll do more of them like this. If people like them, they don't, I won't bother. Simple as that. See, I'm thinking if I step on that, I'm going to slip and fall on my backside, because my shoes are slightly muddy, but we'll see. Oh, we made it. It's a bit of a mess. Shout out to Stephen and Heather, by the way, and also the guy over in Belgium. I won't mention his name, but he knows who I'm talking about, in the education system. And guys, feel free to use the Discord. You also can share stuff as well. I'm not here to tell anybody how to live or do anything. I'm here to just share good information where I can. I'm going to fall in the mud here, I can see it. Now, should I go right or left? It's like a computer game. We made it. Death. Death to the crow. And that's another thing, it's a bit of motivation, is quite simply just doing stuff. And I say stuff in a good way, because it's like, even this may shock you, but this is actually exercise. And before we had well-being, we just used to do this for things called fun. I used to walk about 40 miles a day when I was younger. Not so much these days, because it's only the weekends I get time. And if you want to meet up in the UK, which is easier for me than Spain, to be perfectly honest, please feel free to get in touch. A lot of felled trees here. Why have they cut them down and left them like that? Answers on a postcard. Well, this looks nice. Don't normally come up this end of the park. Also, you want me to do videos where I don't talk, I'll do those as well. So just gotta let me know. Look at this, this looks like the original boundary fences, doesn't it? I look at this stuff, you know, and what I find is everything... But just, yeah, I just seen you crap on me. So about 4 pigeons up there, just dropped some loads. Yeah, what I like is, you know, like, we've got so much stuff in the UK that it's just running to decay because of the way the country's being run and has been for a long time. I go back to when I was a kid, and don't get me wrong, I understand that the UK used to be an empire. I'm not delusional. But like these, it's just, you know, I see this as sort of heritage and stuff we should be investing in to keep some of our traditional stuff alive. And I know it's just a fence, don't get me wrong, I recognise it's just a fence. But it's the whole beautification piece and where we came from. And I fully understand I'm not even English. so I love architecture, I love design, I love just experiencing what was here before me. Guys, somebody ate one of your mates over there. Shouldn't have wore a jacket today, I'm getting a sweat on. Yeah, look, there's some more of the fence. There's another fence there. So this looks like this was a boundary fence. So was this someone's private garden at some point? I'll probably get told off from trespassing. Let's walk in the trees, bit of shade. You're probably hearing a bit more chilled out lately. Part of that is that some of the stuff I've been working... you keep away from me, you guys, I know what you like. Bloody pigeons. There, you just bombed the ground, didn't you? Dirty, dirty pigeons. Yeah, so I mean, my work stuff I'm not really bothered about anymore because my course is nearly finished. I've only got a month left on it. So I'm going to start looking at other options unless something changes soon. So that's off the cards, not bothered about it. So there's the motivation, done the course, got the output, get my little certificate, gives me a jump up on job applications, and sooner or later I'll drop into something at a higher level with more money. Although the money is not the motivation, for me it's actually to do with helping steer the industry a bit more. Because there's too many yes people in the industry these days. I'm letting yes men off because it's predominantly women these days in my industry, I find. A bit like the education system, they drive out all the men. Wonder what this was. Wonder if anybody put a plaque on it. Yeah, so work's not bothering me. Home life, got a bit more balance in it lately. Mortgage, we're now going to head under the 50k probably in the next 2 months. That's euros, not pounds. So it draws ever closer. Oh, there's a bird up there. What's he doing? He's got a nest. Don't know if you can see him. See him on the top? This would be a nice, oh, it'd be nice to have a little house here, wouldn't it? House here. Nice park to the left. Big field at the bottom. Also at the top of the hill, so if it gets any flooding, not your problem. Because I think that's the brook that runs along the bottom there. We'll walk through there now anyway. Beautiful day though, isn't it? And that's one of the things I will say if you are depressed, is just get outside. Have fresh air and just finding something to do, even if it's nothing, like walking in the park, it's a step in the right direction. So I look at this, you know where it's all dipping in funny shapes? All the way along there, it looks a bit too uniform for me. I wonder if the remnants of that building are underneath here. No, I'm not getting a shovel or a spade. It was just a question. One of the things I'm going to do this year as well, I'll just put on the radar, I'm going to get a commercial drone license. Because I like flying the drones, and I'm sort of looking at the opportunities to expand my reach and doing drone surveys of areas over the weekend. So it seems worthwhile, because it could be a case of you're doing something to do with the lie of the land, or it could be heat surveys, or it could be roof surveys. There's many reasons to use the drones. See, I even come all the way here and I've still got noisy kids. Sorry, noisy parents or grandparents with the kids. Yeah, so I want to do that because, to be fair, a lot of the stuff I do is data driven, and I could do with something that's just sort of different for a bit. Also something I can teach my son to do. And then once he leaves school, he's already got a little sideline that he could drop into on my behalf. I can hear the brook now. Oh. Now that, to me, that's a bit stagnant there. But are we looking at a spring? Where's that water coming from? I think that might be a spring somewhere. In the same way, I think that pipe used to go there. You probably can't see. I think the pipe used to go along here, and obviously it's been broken and come out the side, made a new trail. The weather's glorious today, absolutely glorious. But you've got to find your little happiness spot. My headphones are actually called my happy place.